It's the result of a journey I've been on reconnecting with my native ancestry. I descend from the Yaqui people, although they call themselves Yome. They're a border tribe, meaning their tribal lands. They wrap the Mexican and American border, so they existed on both sides. And through this journey, I've been exposed to a lot of the poetry and the songs, which in the culture, as far as I've come to understand, are really the same thing. You don't have the poems without the songs, you don't have the songs without the poems. And so this partially came about through me having exposure to these art forms. And it's also rooted in me having an understanding of the flag. So the tribal flag for the Pascua Yaqui, which are the band that lives in Arizona, it's has a lot of heavy Catholic symbolism, and it does feel a little heavy-handed in its very beautiful symbolisms. And as coming from a graphic design background, I was thinking that maybe I could recreate it, keep a lot of the sacred symbols, but maybe just make it an updated version and maybe add a little bit more indigeneity and bring down some of the Catholic influence just a little bit. And so initially I made this flag. And as I was making it, I was making it with the thought of, home and diaspora and what it means to be disconnected from the tribe and what place that this new flag would have. My tribe has several flags that represent several different bands. And I thought this one maybe could represent those of us who are disconnected from those communities, those of us who are in the diaspora. So this flag, it spoke to a lot of that. And a few months later, this poem kind of emerged from that mental space. So the poem it's rooted in some of the traditional ideas and perceptions of, my people. And it's also rooted in this idea of home, specifically a home that you've never, had the opportunity to exist in.
Wow. Well, thank you for giving us that background. And you said that the tribe is called the Yaqui tribe and also Yoeme.
Yeah. And again, because it's a border tribe and because it's like, most indigenous tribes throughout the world, not just the US, because it's people are scattered, there are a lot of different ways of spelling that and pronouncing it as well. But yeah, generally it's Yaqui and Yoeme. Yoeme is what we call ourselves. It means those who walk the Yoeme path, the path of our ancestors. Yaqui is a name that was given to us. And initially, I thought it was given to us by colonizers, but I later learned that that is a misunderstanding. The name was actually given to us by other tribes, and it means those who speak with authority. And I've learned that it's a great honor to be called Yaqui. It's not a colonizer name, it's a name bestowed on us by other tribes who respected our voice and our choices and our stewardship over the land.
Wow, that's powerful. And does your poem have a name?
Yeah, so the English translation is Enchanted Spaces, which does ring Yaqui. In the language, it's called Hoaram, which is an important phrase. It's a sort of has a sacred meaning about all of the places where you see the spiritual and the creative essences of the world. There's special places within the ancestral lands that are considered spiritual and sacred and a little otherworldly. And that's kind of what this phrase means. It does have roots in the word home. So ho'ara is home, ho'aram is homes. But in this case, I've translated as spaces rather than homes, and that was just a personal preference. It fit better with my understanding of the word and with the poem as well. And I think a lot of that is because I've never been to these areas. They are all kind of home for me, but a home that I don't know. Home in the sense of, family and place, but also in terms of culture.
Wow. Okay. And I think I remember you talking a little bit about your process of connecting with this spirit, this enchantedness as part of your process of getting to know your culture. And I remember you talking about that you would almost have this energy exchange with the environment.
Yeah. So your audience doesn't know me, but you do. And I think you can vouch for the fact that I tend to be very logically minded. I tend to avoid any belief systems. I personally think they tend to hijack your ability to reason and to have independent thought. But in this journey, I've had to come to terms with the fact that my understanding of belief systems was greatly influenced by European views, colonizer views of belief systems and how they navigate them. And I've had to really set those ideas aside in order to try and connect with my own culture. And as I've done so, I've been able to really embrace this in a way that I've never been able to embrace any other sort of spirituality or belief system before. And it's really about like having a meaningful, intimate connection with the world around you. And the way that my ancestors and those that currently walk the Yoame path, the way they view the world is that it's made up of these ebbing and flowing specialized sort of worlds. You have a wilderness world that exists, wherever you see trees in life. And there's edges that come and go there. It ebbs and flows. And it ebbs and flows into other worlds, such as the flower world. One of the most important worlds is the flower world. So the flower world comes and overlays itself on top of the wilderness at certain times. So there's seasons for the flower world, there's seasons for other worlds, there's also the night world. So there's all these worlds that they have their own times and places and phases, and they ebb in and out of each other. And together, they create this greater world that we live in. So me understanding this way of looking at the world, it felt right for me, and I probably think that's because it is something that is connected to me through my ancestry. So I don't know, maybe I just made it make sense for me because I deeply wanted that connection, deeply wanted to connect to something that is home.
Mm, what a gorgeous perception to perceive those ebbing and flowing worlds, how they overlap. Well, yeah, what a nice backdrop and intro into the poem. Can you please read it for us now?
Yeah. So it's called Hoaram, or Enchanted Spaces. Sky and river blue, hear it call to you. Soil red, warrior's blood shed, hear it call to you. Soul in sight, purified into white, this is my song to you. Mala and achai, mesquite and cacti, my heart dances as the butterfly, with homebound wings on winds so high. My peregrination home is spirit yearning to sing under your sky.
Beautiful. Thank you.